On today's Success and Excuses podcast, we have Mark Glasgow, the managing director and founder of the Edinburgh Boiler Company and director of the Edinburgh Training Company. Is that right? Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. Listen, tell us a wee bit about you. Tell us some of the background.
So I think to start with, I'm a family man. You know what I mean? And I think that my main objective in everything I do is to provide a good sort of family life. One that I never maybe got when I was younger.
Same here.
Exactly, that's it. So it's everything I do is just for my family, and I want to elevate the people around me as well. Take people on this journey, share that success.
Yes.
You know, elevate and bring these people up, show them things and delegate and get them to come with me on this journey. You know what I mean? So that's in a nutshell what I'm trying to do. But I founded the Edinburgh Boiler Company, started that in 2015. And the objective was pretty simple, mate. It was just to...
Were you a gas engineer?
I was a gas engineer.
That's how you started. I'm going to date myself.
Exactly.
Right.
I was always very ambitious. Grew up with no too much. You know what I mean? I think a lot of us were in the same situation.
I say dragged up, but that's maybe it's no nice because I had a good dad and I had a good mum. But we had nothing. We had nothing.
We're the same. But I think what that puts in you is that drive and ambition. You know what I mean? To give your kids... something that you never had.
Do you know what also that did to me, right, though, is I never realised the value of money until I started the business. See, when I made money, I spent money. Made money, spent money. It wasn't until I became a business owner. And I'm like, shit, you can't do that anymore.
You need to run things nice and lean, that's it. That's it. So, I think EBC started that in 2015. Was a gas engineer to trade. But always knew I was going to be an entrepreneur, business owner. Just knew it from a young age. It was always the ambition. It was always that thing I seen in the future. Always wanted a big business with good people around me. So EBC started that with a simple plan. It was to make boilers easy and provide amazing customer service. And if you look at the trade sector, it is just as simple as that, mate. It's turning up with shoe covers. It's making sure you're protecting that customer's house, being polite and courteous. And it was that easy to stand out. But I wanted to take it a wee step further. So I went and bought a quick quote calculator. I wanted to make boilers easy to buy. So my first employee was a web designer, not an gas engineer, a web designer. And me and him went to work on making boilers easy to buy. And the internet was just sort of coming into fruition then, this thing which was the internet. And I just seen it as a massive gap in the market. For me, as a young entrepreneur, to upset and get in the mix with all these established businesses, they were going to be slow to this, and I was going to go in there and make these moves early. And it set out, the plan was brilliant, mate. It worked a treat. Very quickly we started to grow with the SEO and all this kind of stuff, and the engagement was there with the public in Edinburgh, and it was challenging going quick. I didn't know what I know now in business.
It's challenging, isn't it?
The plan was good. I feel lucky that I made that move at that time, but then we went on a radio, TV, sponsoring football teams. It didn't stop there. Every bit of money I made in that business,
back into marketing,
right into it. And I still do that now, and I'm trying to lean things up a wee bit more now and just hit the margins that I know we can hit. But that was it for EBC. Grown to, I think we've got about 60 staff now.
Wow.
So I've got an MD in place. Phenomenal guy, one of my good mates. And he's doing an amazing job. Since I took Dougie Bell, he was, it's actually a funny story, he was actually selling me a boiler in the Merchants. Way back when I just first started, he was like, do you want to start fitting this Ideal Vogue boiler? I was like, I'll get a wee try, mate. But then from there, we just developed a bit of a friendship. I always felt like he was part of the business as well. So it was an easy thing to just try.
He was there for the growth of the business. Might not have been part of it, but he was always there.
Exactly. So it was just, it naturally happened. You know what I mean? And he's a smart guy, and he cares about this business. It's very rare that you get somebody that cares about this. He's a partner in the business now. He's got a share in the business. So he is going to care, but he always had that care and attention, and that was something that really stood out to me.
It's hard to get in it, and that is a business owner, because you're always like, when you're a business owner, you always think it's your baby, right? And nobody can scalp it, nobody can tell it's ugly, right? It's your baby. So trying to attract the right people who live and breathe your business is hard. It's a hard gig.
Very difficult. So I've got that in Dougie. That's his baby now. You know what I mean? We were at that event the other day, and there was the materials no turned up, And he's writing the phone and screaming down the phone. And I was sitting there, not even getting involved, and I was like, what's going on? He's like, now you need to worry about me.
Now you're a business owner when you can do that.
So, but it just, really, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, do I help him out with this? But I didn't need to help him. Yeah, he's brilliant. So all I do is a financial meeting. We do a weekly level 10 meeting, and we look at the scorecard, we look at the headlines, we look at the quarterly rocks and our objectives. We have our yearly plan there. Everybody's aligned. It works a treat. Do you know what I mean? But we've got big ambitions for growth. We're implementing AI now into the business. That's my bag. I love that.
I'm exactly the same.
I love it. So,
I'm exactly the same.
So I'm the ideas guy. And he's the guy that implements everything. And he'll touch something, slow me down. He'll be like, right, Mark, putting too much on my plate, mate. Slow down a wee bit. But I'm ideas. We need this, we need to do that, we need that. But I'll help him out with these things, especially the AI side of things. So we've got like a voice bot now. It's going to calls. We've got 400 home cover customers. Calls every one of them. Schedules into our CRM. Not only that, it books it in near a postcode that's already scheduled. So it does the routing and everything. It's just phenomenal.
Brilliant.
It's all there now. You know what I mean? These are the things that you can do. So that's EBC and where we're at there. But
that's grown as well, though, hasn't it? From boilers to other things.
Exactly. Aye. We've went into this renewable. We've got more products now to sell. More revenue streams. So our split right now, boilers have went down to about 40%.
Wow. And
then the renewables is 60% of our business. And we want to try and get that.
Is that like heat pumps, solar?
Solar. Yeah. Solar PV and battery and heat pumps. So it's
the payment that stuff's a hard gig though, isn't it? When you get down that route.
Just speaking about that's it. So,
well, the money's going out.
I know, it's just that as I said, I never had age receivable days that went past 30 days. Now it's like 60 days, sometimes 90 days for these heat pumps because the home is gone. So again, mate, there's challenges there, but it's no smooth seas didn't make a good sailor, you know what I mean? And that's it. So you just need to get through these things, and I'm there for the solutions. I try and simplify complexity with the guys and help them through these wee problems that we're facing. So that's it for EBC.
Right, now tell us about the other company, because I love this. I love this. I want, first of all, tell us about it, and then how did that? What was the spark? What was the vision? What was that even like?
So to tell you about it, the Academy, it's a community interest company. So part of where I grew up, rough area, I didn't care where I would be if I never got into the trade. So I want to help more young kids.
I was a Sparky. I was exactly the same, mate.
Spark, aye.
Exactly. So I started as a Sparky. I'm not Sparky now, but I started as a Sparky, exactly the same thing. And by the way, I fell into being a Sparky.
I was the same, aye.
I wasn't something I thought I want to be a Sparky. But it's another story.
You fell into it though, but you wonder, like it's that butterfly effect, you know what I mean? Where would you have been if you never actually got into that trade or got that move, you know what I mean?
A drug dealer or something.
Most of my mates are in jail. Some are perished, you know what I mean?
Exactly the same,
and I could have easily have been
exactly the same.
Because I was too ambitious. I was probably a bit impatient when I was younger. And that often just leads you down the wrong path. You know what I mean? So, but I had the trade.
I've been doing a few wrong paths and all, by the way.
So I thank my wife for keeping me on the right track, mate. That's it. So, but the Academy is a community interest company that's a legacy business as well.
How did it come about though? What was what was in going through your mind? Thought, I wonder if I can, because you must have been spending a lot of money training staff, and was that the kind of, I can do this myself? What was the driver?
There was a bit of that. There was a bit of like getting your own conveyor belt of engineers. But Edinburgh's always needed a good training centre. I've been to training centres and I've been trained up and I've got the certifications. And then being the entrepreneur I am, I was like, I could do that better, I could do that better, I could do that.
That's what entrepreneur is, isn't it? It's no changing the world, it's doing things better.
Exactly. I go on holiday and I'm looking at the pipework underneath the basins, you know what I mean? It's like critiquing everything, you know what I mean? But so it was a bit of that. It was a bolt onto my existing business. But the bigger thing was Edinburgh needed it. Edinburgh needed a good training centre. And like what I was doing with the EBC, it was making boilers easy to buy and amazing customer service. I wanted to build this amazing centre that had all new equipment, nice environments, nice classrooms, so everything's dual branded, it's all the newest equipment. It's a bit of a game changer in the space, you know what I mean? But there's massive opportunity there for upskilling, as you were saying there, about solar PV, heat pumps. We've got this net zero 2045 target we need to hit in Scotland, and it's mandated in that we need to fit so many heat pumps, solar PV to get us there. So there was opportunity there in not having a good training centre in Edinburgh. but also this net zero journey, and then the legacy part there of helping kids and doing all that good work as well. That was it in a nutshell of where I seen the opportunity and what not there. But I think it's been a challenging business. It's a whole new sector for me. We've got trainers and lecturers in there that do all the courses and that for us, but it's been a bit of a learning curve, to be honest.
It's a different ball game, isn't it? A training game.
It is, mate. It is. And it's just, I know you're doing your own courses and all this kind of stuff yourself as well, but it's been good. It's been good, and I think like it's just like gone on that journey. You know what I mean? And enjoying the journey. And there's actually a quote I actually read the other day there. What was it again? It was like, it's not a man's success isn't what he achieves. It's who he becomes along the way.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? And that's
real leadership though, isn't it?
That's it.
It's learning from the mistakes. It's wanting to be a better husband, wanting to be a better father, wanting to be a better business owner. It's that constantly raising your own expectations.
100%.
I mean, because you can think back right to the young Mark. Exactly. Could you imagine him being the guy he is today?
I know. That's
Do you know what I mean? It's bonkers, isn't it?
Crazy, mate.
The way that we think, the way that we act. You know, I think what I've learned over the years is being a great leader is about really caring about your people, like really giving a shit about them, but also making the tough decisions. Do you know what I mean?
You've been firm but fair as well.
You've got to make some tough decisions as a business
100%.
owner and as a business leader.
And that's it. And see that leadership, and I think like you made a good point there about like looking after your people and elevating your people, making them better.
Yes.
But life's hard, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I think like there's opportunities to show you care here and then. I always say to Dougie as well, is like, there's an opportunity, like one example was one of the women, she couldn't pay for our dog's ashes the other day there, and we were like, look, it's a good opportunity to go and help this woman out.
Yes.
Went and paid for the ashes and things like that. She was struggling a wee bit, and you know what I mean. And there's opportunities like that everywhere. Someone passing the family,
we do it all the time.
A week off,
absolutely, we do it all the time, because you know wee things like that mean the world. Because they're there at your back. They're there supporting you when the shit is hitting the fan. They're there.
Exactly.
I want to go to another thing. Like I love a bit. How you've developed your business and yourself is, you're very, very family driven, and it's all about really building that life for them and giving them the things that we didn't have. Now we'll go back to your kids in a minute, but you also take time out, right? Dubai. I lived in Dubai for 12 years.
Oh, did you?
So right. I know Dubai's a big thing for you. Go and tell, what is it so if somebody listening, a business owner listening, thinking, it's great taking holidays, but what is it does for you, just having that chill time away from it all? What is it that does? Because I read all your posts, by the way.
Aye.
I kind of know your answer, but I'm going to ask you.
I think it's that bird's eye view where you're at in your life. You get a chance to actually see where you're at. You come out of that busyness and you go away. You enjoy time with your family. You do what's important there. You give them that quality self. You be present. But also you get a wee bit of time. I often put my phone in the drawer, and like I'll check my emails in the morning. I'll get a wee coffee. I'll get up before the kids and the wife, and I'll do that wee bit of work. And I'll just look, and I can sit in silence. And it's there's something strange about just being in a different environment. So change your environment to then just assess where you're at. It's powerful. You know what I mean? And being surrounded with the right people and that as well when you're away. And
do you not think that's personal development though? See, when you get in the world of developing yourself and understanding the value of personal development, it gives you a different perspective. You know, like for example, I'm a huge audiobook reader and podcast. There's not a day that goes by I'm no listening to a business book or a leadership book or a book that I think is going to help me keep moving forward. And it's that personal development, I think, that gives you that space to go, I don't need to be on the ball all the time. I don't need to have all the answers all the time.
You can just appreciate the present.
I can just appreciate.
That's it. I know, and it's just... And I think the quality, the lessons when you're away as well, because you are more chilled. I often get like a wee bit ill when I go away. I go away and it's just like I end up picking up wee bits of a wee sneeze and get ill. I think it's my body just relaxes. But when you relax and then you're reading a book on holiday, you're taking all the lessons in a lot more than what you... I try and read a book now and I get... If I'm not stimulated
audio, I can't read any more. It's audio for me, that's it.
Too busy the way. It's just like there's too many... And when I'm reading a book and it's a personal development book, I'll get to one page and then I've got my phone out and I'm writing notes. And then I'm away doing this rabbit hole over here. And I'm only one chapter in, you know what I mean? So, but when you go away, I think you just have that quiet time to get in this new environment, be around your family, do what's important, but also... the lessons, and you can just evaluate where you are, and then you know where you're going. It's just a wee reset. To know, right, what's the strategy now? How to get to the next level? And Dubai, I like Dubai because it's you're surrounded with a lot of entrepreneurs,
people that think different. They're not trying to pull you down. They're trying to raise you up. It's mental, isn't it?
It's weird because you didn't even really notice it. But your mood changes.
I lived there for 12 years.
I know.
It's a different world.
It is.
It's a different one now. I wrote a post about it, I think, a couple of weeks ago, and I get slated about the state of the economy and, you know, how entrepreneurs are leaving to go to Dubai, and they're like, oh, Dubai's this. I get it. Dubai isn't like this incredibly wonderful country. But they've got a lot of things right.
100%.
That we're not doing right.
Exactly.
That we're doing wrong. Because it's getting harder. And we're going to get to back to family in a minute. I think it's getting harder for a business now than I think it has ever been.
Aye.
You know, everything just feels so uncertain. Even though you've got a good business, you know where the money's coming in, you've got a great marketing, you've got everything, you know, we've just released our first TV ad on Sky. So you know everything's moving in the right direction, but you've got this wee, what if this happens? What if that happens? You know, our prices had to go up when they increased the employer national insurance. So I can't take the 15%. So I had to pass that cost on. And you think you're then, I mean, don't get me wrong, we don't have any staff that's on minimum wage or even the real, our staff are probably like you pay well, right? Because you get good people. But it's the uncertainty sometimes, I think, it can be quite scary. Even now. Even when you've got a really successful business, you're still kind of like, what if this happens or what if that happens?
Exactly. It's like the government was pulling the heat pump funding down in England. But you wonder, that perfect example there is, what is that going to happen in Scotland? We've been
your big training centre. Yeah.
And that's a big chunk of the business right away, and it's no fault of our own. We've done all that hard work, and it's like the carpet just gets whipped below your feet, you know. It's but I think like the UK, it's just like that, the whole confines of society is just like pessimism, negativity, and what the government's doing and taxing us to bits. It's just like, but you need to try and rise above it.
Of course you know what I mean?
And
absolutely.
And that is a select few that actually do well, where they can rise above the confines and negativity. I don't watch much news anymore.
I don't watch the news at all.
I keep up to date with it.
Do you know my news? I get my news for social media, for LinkedIn. I'm a big LinkedIner. I don't do Facebook or anything like that. I'm LinkedIn. And that's where I get my news. I get my news for LinkedIn.
But it can, you're not even aware of it. But it can shape your mindset if you go into deep.
It can absolutely shape your mindset.
That's it.
I mean, imagine watching the news, right? I talk about this in one of my training courses. Imagine, right, so this is how my dad was, right? So he'd watch the news when he came in for work, and then he'd watch the news at night. And guess what's on the news? 90% of what's on the news is negative, right? Now remember, our brains as humans are already wired negative, right? So it's to protect us and help us. And all of a sudden you're getting all this negative information. So what picture are you going to build? You're going to go to your bed, and you remember your subconscious mind might say, your conscious mind goes to sleep, your subconscious mind's still going doolally, right? When you're lying in bed at night and you've just watched all that negativity, and you wonder why people are the way they are. I say to everybody who watches the news, stop watching the news. Stop reading newspapers. Replace it with a really good audiobook.
That's it. And your thoughts shape your reality, don't they? You know what I mean?
That's it. Thoughts drive your actions. Actions goes results. That's it.
So it's like, it's going to happen.
But that's hard.
But you need to rise above it.
You need to rise above it. Do you think though that my journey, right, or the business owner journey, my career as well, I've always wanted to be the best, right? I've got that drive, right? I want to be the best. I don't want to be good. I want to be the best at what I do, right? I want to be the best, and I've always had that, right? And I probably used to, because of how where we were brought up. I was Glasgow working class. I know a lot of people say that, but I was working class, right? And we didn't have anything. Right, we didn't have anything, and I kind of grew up wanting better. Right, we kind of talked about it earlier. And I wanted better into my career, and I used to look at people who were, we'll call it, more successful, higher up the career ladder, and I always used to say I used to say to myself, the only reason they're there is because they've got more knowledge than me. I'm going to get there. That was my thing. Right, and where am I going with this? Right, so, and it goes back to that negative thinking. I believe that we're enough training your mind well enough, you can rise above it. Because I don't think negatively anymore. Aye. I would honestly say, Mark, that my negativity is minute. So much so I'm not even aware of it, because I'd see opportunity in everything. It's like you said, you're sitting on holiday and you're watching paint and you're, I could do that, I could do that better, what about this? Your brain it's just wired differently. You rewire it, don't you? You do.
That's it. It's powerful when you can actually practice. I get caught up sometimes. You aren't even aware of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That you get brought into negative things. It's just practicing that good self-talk.
Right, absolutely.
And sometimes when you're in the rut and you're in the trenches, you're not even aware of it, but it's when you sit back,
self-reflect.
I'm not talking to myself in the right way now. You know what I mean? It's like, I need to practice that good self-talk again and rise above this and positivity, and then it's powerful what happens after that.
Well, I'm surrounded by, like, my whole business is around mindset. You know? So I'm surrounded by it all the time. So much so, I want to go to family again. So I'm going to go there. So I seen a post, I think I commented on your post about your daughter. It's easy for us as business owners, right, to go, come work for me. Isn't it? So easy. To just say, aye, my job, come work for me. But you didn't do that.
I know.
Go and tell us about that, because I did exactly the same.
Well, she did for a wee bit of time. I got her in, she was doing a work experience.
That's right, work experience, that's right.
So she did come into the office, but I love her attitude. It's my daughter Tiara. I've got 3 daughters and a wee boy. So Tiara's my oldest daughter. She's just turned 16. So she done her work experience in Edinburgh Boiler Company, and she done brilliant. But she says, Dad, kind of like, what can I do at my end? It's like, what a mindset to have.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And even when I got an interview with someone I knew at Rise. Boy Jay got in touch when I put the post out, and she was like, I know, but that's kind of cheating, Dad. I want to do it on my own. I was like, I respected that, you know. I says, Dad's only getting you an interview.
The rest is up to you.
Exactly. So then she went and done that. Now she's in that job and she's loving it. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. But you need to be there to help your kids, mate, don't you? It's, and you can. Some people get that busy that they forget what's important. Do you know what I mean? So I want to just be there at these stages when the kids need your help. You know what I mean? And there was a powerful lesson there for her in the network, how my network helped me get her that wee opportunity there as well. So she got the job offer in back, but it was a powerful reminder that building your network is important as well.
Absolutely. Net worth.
Exactly.
100%. Exactly. So similar scenario. So my daughter, when she was 16, so she'd get accepted into Heriot University, the one down in the Borders, fashion and design. She wanted to design wedding dresses. That was her dream. Even for a wee young girl, she wanted to be a wedding dress designer. Anyway, so she stayed on school. She was in her 5th year. She was coming to the end of her 5th year. She'd been accepted. She just had to get the results. So we were waiting her results coming in. She turned around and said to me, Dad, I don't want to go to university anymore. Now she's 17 now, right? Just about to leave school for uni. And I says, so what are you going to do then? She says, I want to be a hairdresser. Now, let rewind, she's been actually working in a hairdresser since she was 14.
Right.
So Saturdays and holidays, she used to work in this hairdressers and she loved it.
Yep.
And I was like, Olivia, you could have did that a year ago. Left school and I says, listen, to you want to be a hairdresser, you're going to be the best in hairdresser in Glasgow. I says, right, sit down. So we sat down and we got our CV done and all that, right? And she says, well, I just email it. I says, no. We printed out about, I think, 15 copies. And I drove it. I says to her, give me the list of the top 15, 20 hairdressers in Glasgow and kind of Airdrie, that kind of that area.
Yep.
She just gave me a list. She's right. I got the addresses and I put on the sat nav and I went to every one of them and I made her go in.
Brilliant.
And I made her go in with the CV and I made her talk to them. So we went to 10 and she got 3 job offers.
Did she?
She got 3 job offers.
That's the difference.
By walking in with a CV, because they're like, people don't do that anyway.
They didn't do it. You know what I mean? How impressive is that for young women to go in with her CV and to be able to handle a conversation? That's a live interview right there.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
So she was 2 years in and oh, Dad, I don't want to do this anymore. It's no, it's standing on my feet. I think there's more to me than being a hairdresser. And I used to say to her, but think about it, you know, a couple of years, build your clients, I'll invest, we'll start a business again and we'll go 50-50.
Yep.
This is the way I'm trying to talk to my kids, right? 50-50, I'll do the market and I know all the pitfalls. You go, you build your client base.
Yep.
I says, we'll split everything 50-50. And she's like, hold on a minute, if I'm doing the work. I says, but who's putting the money in? Who's putting the money in? Who's getting the show?
This is win-win here, by the way.
So anyway, so she says, I says, right now, and I says, but Olivia, you need to work. She's all, I will. So anyway, she decided to start, she was working in a call centre, right? So she decided to give up hairdressing and she went to work in a call centre. A Sensos it's called, I think. Sensos.
Right.
A Sensos? No. ASOS. Anyway, one of these big call centres in near her home. And so she did that for about a year. And it was a great experience for her because youngsters nowadays getting on a phone and talking to people, they struggle.
Aye, that's right.
So she's into this and she says, Dad, I want to come and work for you. So this was a year into it. And she's like, I says, it's not that easy, Olivia. I says, I would love to hire you. I says, but you need to want it. I says, because I can't just hand it to you. I says, because remember, I've got staff. And the last thing I want them to think that I'm just handing you a role.
Yeah.
I says, so you need to prove it. So I spoke to my marketing team. She works in our marketing department. So I spoke to the 2 marketing girls and I says, look, this is a job interview. I says, Olivia's going to come and work for us. I says, she's not getting paid. I says, she's still going to be doing her job. So she's not going to be doing this at night and at the weekends. I want you, this is a job interview over the next three or 4 months. This is in June, right? So she worked with the marketing team. When I say free of charge, it was the really because she's my daughter, right? Yep. So there's nothing's ever free of charge. Right. But she worked her arse off. So in that August, she went away to Ibiza in August, right? She was 20 and she went to Ibiza in August. This was last August. And she came back and offered her a position. Oh my God, man, she was greeting and everything.
Was she?
Oh my God.
It's because you made her appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely.
And want it. And
oh my God, Mark, this young lassie, because she used to say, what is it your dad does? And boilers or something. He does training or something. I don't know, kind of really know. Now she's like, no, I know what it is you do. Exactly. I see what you've built. She's like, wow. So much so she runs our LinkedIn campaigns or paid ad campaigns. She's learned herself, she's trained herself. She absolutely, and by the way, she's still so committed. Example, the other day there, I says to her, it was one of the podcasts, so she cleans up with the podcast, and she had the title of the podcast wrong. I says, Olivia, one of the guests have said, that podcast title's wrong. They don't have a brother. And she came on the phone, I called her on Teams. And I says, the podcast is wrong. She started to cry. And I says to her, what's wrong with you? She says, I feel like I've let you down. I says, you've not let me down. I says, you've got his mistakes. Aye. I says, because you'll not make it again.
Yeah.
She says, I'm overloading myself. I says, well, why are you overloading yourself? Don't. Do something, finish it, move to the next stroke, move to the next. It's just amazing, though, to see that she doesn't call it a job, she calls it a vacation. Marketing is now what she wants to do for the rest of her life.
Brilliant.
And to be in a position as a dad.
You've made her want that though, haven't you?
I made her want it. I wasn't handing anything down.
And now, you see, taking on family as well though. Like, a lot of people say, then take on family, and then there is complications.
I work with my wife.
Aye,
you and my wife are co-founders.
Well, my wife, we struggled. My wife done everything through the infancy, EBC, up to the stages. And now she was in every department. She was phenomenal. But see me and her in a room, no chance, no chance. But no, it's brilliant. Like, you mentioned the point there about them wanting, knowing what you do.
Aye,
my kids. I always try and push them into entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
But they assume that entrepreneurship is fitting boilers. And you know what I mean? It's like, Dad, I'm not interested in boilers. And so it's good when you get them in there to actually see exactly how much it entails, you know what I mean? And the opportunities there that entrepreneurship can give you, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. So, and that's how I talk to my daughter. I've only got one daughter. That's how I talk to her. This is only a stepping stone for you, because I still want you to then go and start up a marketing agency.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
So I've got her pushed in the AI route and all that. I need you to learn this, I need you to learn that, I need you to learn this, I need you to learn that. Yeah. I want you to learn how to do video editing. So I'm constantly pushing her, because whether we like it or no, that's the future. Right? Everything's going down that route. All right, there'll not be able to fit boilers, but
everything else. I think they will. You know what I mean? It's like, when I was through there just waiting, I actually put a post out about robots will eventually be here, make no doubt about it. Do you know what I mean? It's going to come for like the white collar jobs. I've actually seen that just now. Some of we doing a 6-month MLP course. So you come in, you could come for any sector, and ideally we want to see people coming in with transferable skills, like maybe DIY or they've been in the trade, and then we give them a 6-month course in gas and renewables. But the candidates we are seeing are like data analysts, auditors in the bank.
Wow.
They're all coming in now, and it's great for us, because it's a bit like high quality. They're smart guys and women. You know what I mean? And they're coming in looking to get a career in the trade and renewables. But I'm seeing it firsthand. Like, this is happening. The whole floor. The guy was telling us a story. The whole floor got paid off, made redundant. And there's not going to be any data analysts anymore because AI does that job.
Does it all,
It's happening now. You know what I mean? And it's
listen, I build training courses with AI now.
Yep.
See a course that would take me, 4 or 5 weeks. All I know is I use AI. I've got a couple of different kinds, but I use AI. And let's say a customer specifically asks for one of my programs, but this is the outcomes they need. I run it through AI and say, create me 2 tour modules that I can fit into my program that enables me to achieve the outcomes.
That's it.
Bang,
Done.
it's there.
Done.
Pass it on to the designer.
As long as you've got that information and then you prompt it right, that's it.
Because it knows it knows me so well.
And what you're doing.
It knows my business so well. Whether it's writing tenders. I mean, it knows everything, right? If you're constantly feeding it, your tone of voice,
the memory's saved. That's it.
It's there. It's bonkers.
It's crazy.
How it's just.
It's exciting, but it's also scary.
Oh, aye.
Like I'm a wee bit like I love it, and I know I need to be. It's like when the internet came. I know I need to be a step ahead. I'm already implementing. I've got a AI guy developer who works for me 2.5 days a week.
Well, we hired our first ever IT guy, and that's what he does.
Is that what he's doing?
He does.
But for now, I'm like, I need to be a step ahead of this because there's got to be a young Mark Glasgow, if you like, coming in and wiping me out. So it's. You need to be innovating, and I love that part where it's innovating. And
love it.
I done at the start when I started EBC, I done a lot of the automations through a bit of software called Zapier. I don't know if you're aware of that.
No, Zapier, we still use it.
So I was like, so I can automate these emails, and I didn't need to send them. Like at the start, I was doing invoice, and I was doing the work, I was managing guys,
until you get a good CRM.
Exactly. So I was doing everything. So I've built in all these automations to send out all these automated emails. So AI is just like that on steroids. You know what I mean? So it's
listen, I see a good CRM. So I remember when you first start a business, you can't afford all that things, right?
Yep.
So you're doing everything yourself. You know how we ended up investing in a CRM? We started investing in a CRM, I think, our second year, because I was missing emails and requests for training, and I was missing them because you're busy. You're building the programs, you're running the programs, you're trying to market. And I thought, I need to get a CRM. So we actually got a guy come in and he designed a wee CRM for us. Yep. It was absolutely game-changing. But then, as the business grew, we had to go and then reinvest in another CRM because it didn't meet our requirements. Now our CRM probably saves us 100 hours a week, if not more.
Aye, that's
in manual labour, if not more, because everything's automated.
I know.
For the minute you click on my ad until somebody phones you, it's all automated.
I know,
everything's automated. And I think that's what AI is going to learn to do even better. When we really understand how to integrate it into our business, it's going to be a game changer.
We're doing a lot of that just now. So when a lead comes in, we've got a voice bot. We've called her Bonnie.
Yeah.
So Bonnie, the voice bot, is calling our customer, getting the quote into the CRM, so it can create that action into our CRM, puts it into CRM. Not only that, it'll see. So we've got 4,000. I think I just explained that. It's got 4,000 cover customers. We've got a spreadsheet with a name, address, email, phone number. The bot calls each one of these 400. We used to do this manually. 4,000 customers we would need to phone for an annual service every year. This bot calls them. Hi, Mrs. Jones. How are you? Just here to schedule in your thing. Are you still at this address? Confirms all the details, and then it schedules it in for a postcode that is right beside the other one that's already scheduled. And it's just like,
so your engineers travel is all absolutely
E60, E7, and it's just like, this is all done automated. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It is.
And it's like, see when like I actually spoke to, I think it was Ideal, they were doing a sales presentation. They asked me, how do you do your sales? And I says, look at it like your 400-metre track and field star that's doing the hurdles. If you fail at that first hurdle, you're not likely to go to win that race. You're not going to like that customer at the end. So if you're getting a lead coming in, you need to be on it right away. Get them a feel for your service and then schedule an automated email confirmation. And then they're tracking the surveyor coming out, and then the surveyor's coming out and they're quoting on the day, they're not quoting it 5 days later. You're running business all day long by just clearing the hurdles.
Because we just want it easy, don't we? We want things to be clean, simple. Another thing I talk about trades, because trades have got a really bad name for themselves, right? I don't know if you know Ross, for Ross Tiling. Roscoe Tiling.
I know you're on.
So I know Ross, and I had his wife on the podcast, and I was watching a post that he'd put on the other day there about tilers, right? I actually commented, I think it was this morning, and it was about tilers, and he's saying, now for a tiler, right, it's £300 a day for a tiler, right? So 5 days a week, that's $6,000 a month, right? And he says, and they're not happy.
I know.
He says, and they want to turn up at 8:30, have their breakfast, start at 9, and they're out the door at 4 o'clock.
Yep.
He says, and by the way, an hour in between for lunch.
Yep.
He says, and I'm getting 300 quid. He says, I don't even make 300 quid.
It's madness.
As a business, I'm thinking, and it's probably because the lack of people now in the trades.
Skill, that's it.
They're getting away with it.
There's a massive skill. This is another reason we've started the academy. There's a massive skills gap, and they're making more than more. You know what I mean? This is why a data analyst for the bank is coming in looking to get in the skills sector, because there's a big agenda to fit these renewable technologies. We need to fit them, but the wages that they're fetching, I pay our heat pump engineers 2,500 for a heat pump install. Some of them can do 3 a week.
Oh wow,
that's 390 grand a year. And then you ask yourself, why would you go and be a doctor at university? We need doctors, by the way, but why would you go and do that? What is a self-employed doctor making? 150 maybe?
150 grand,
So even if they done 1.5, what's that? 195 grand a year? Still more than a doctor. And then I put a post that I just go, fucking hammered for putting this out there, saying, like, your gas engineer and renewable engineer is making more than doctors these days, and anything else for that matter. Do you know what I mean? Because there's that skills gap and we're fetching this high price. I wish I could pay them less.
But that's a good rate, or you don't have any business.
That's it. So there's just so much opportunity in gas and renewables in that skilled sector just now.
Listen, we're nearly getting to the end of the podcast, Mark. I'll ask all my guests. First of all, before we get to the last 3 questions, what's next? What's the big picture? What does that look like?
Because I wanted a wee drop on this to see if there's any other businesses looking to sell. So we're at 10 million just now with EBC.
Yep.
The next thing for EBC is to get to 20 million. So what I'm going to do now is I'm looking to acquire a few businesses between 2 and 10 million. So if I can buy a couple at 5 million, we get to that bigger multiple right away, and you get that multiple arbitrage.
Goes up. I know.
So that's our objective now with EBC. We're looking to buy a few companies in our set of good verticals in the business. For the academy, we are looking to bring in 100 engineers, 100 new entrants for our MLP model this year, to help that skills gap. So that's what we're trying to do there. And there's just, as I say, there's massive opportunities there. So we're busy in both businesses, some big plans, but I'm excited by it.
Aye, good. Amazing, honestly. I'm like you. See, the vision is critical. It's being able to see what that looks like, being able to, and then go learn the knowledge you need to get to that point. Understanding, especially your numbers, understanding about mergers and acquisitions, and understanding about, if I buy this company, what does that then do to my bottom line? Because it's critical. Because if a company ever comes to buy you, guess what they're going to look at? That same number.
That's it.
Listen, I ask all my guests this just before we wrap up. Your top 3 pieces of advice in business or in life.
Top 3 bits of advice. I think you just mentioned the part there, having a vision, right? So having a vision, but attaching a strong emotion to that. Having your why. You know what I mean? Mine's is my family, giving a better life, elevating people around me. You know what I mean? But just make sure your fuel is in there as well, and you've got that vision, but you've got that strategy to get to that North Star. You've got that sat-nav there, and you know where you want to go. You know what I mean? But you didn't get there if you've not got that strong emotion attached to it. You know what I mean? So,
and you take lots of short road ends and dead ends to get to it. But as long as you've got a vision, a why, and a strategy, you find the rest.
You'll always get there. You'll always get there. That's it. And I think the next thing is maybe what has always worked well for me is exploring them. There's a quote I love. I think it was James Caan. It was in Dragon's Den. It actually says it a long time ago. But his dad always said to him, "Explore the masses and do it differently." So what that translates to me is, see, everybody's copying for each other. See what everybody's doing well.
There's only so many best practices in this, isn't
exactly. That's it. So it's looking at the landscape, who's doing well, where's the problems, what are they doing wrong, how can I make it better? Create your brand, a unique selling point around that thing. Be that solution. So that's a big one for me. Explore the masses and do it differently.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
And I think the third thing is maybe it's resilience. Business isn't easy, mate. You know what I mean? We know that. So I think having resilience, practicing that good self-talk, always, because you can get in the trenches and you can lose yourself a wee bit in business for sure, but having resilience there to see it through, you know what I mean? And I think that's probably the third bit of advice here I would give.
Listen, absolutely amazing conversation, Mark. I knew it was going to be anyway. Listen, how does people get in contact? If they want, even if it's another business, maybe looking out. Now, all your details will be on the podcast, I know, on the YouTube and all, but how do they get in contact if they're interested in either selling their business or just...
You'll get me on LinkedIn, mate. That's the best. I've not got any social media.
I
came off that 11, 12 years ago, but only thing I've got is LinkedIn. You'll get me on LinkedIn, Mark Glasgow.
Mark Glasgow and LinkedIn.
Aye.
Perfect. Listen, as I said, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Pleasure,
Thank you so much for coming along. I've absolutely loved this conversation.
Me too, mate. Thank you.
Pleasure.